Good morning.
Good morning.
We thank all of you all for coming out. We have our council here and we have the media here. We have our wonderful Secretary of State, Michael Watson here, and our outstanding tax assessor, Mark Seard. You know, this is yet another great day for the city of Greenville. This state auction is evidence that local and state partnerships truly matter. We're kicking it off, the state auction right here in Greenville, Mississippi, right here in Washington County. So we're very pleased that the Secretary has chosen to kick off the state auction right here in the Mississippi Delta. This is not only a revenue project, but it's also a beautification project. When we put these properties in private hands back on the tax rolls, we get revenues not only for local governments, but also for our schools. We also beautify our city by eliminating the blight, by ensuring these dormant properties are restored to productive use. And so it's always a wonderful project. It's always a wonderful day to have our Secretary of State, Michael Watson, here. And so without further ado, we will hear from our Secretary of State. If you all could give him a round of applause at this time.
Thank you, Mayor. It's good to be here. Errick won't tell you this, but he used to come in substitute for Derek in the Senate when I was there. Nobody could tell them apart. I can now, thank goodness. But it's great to be here in Greenville today. I was visiting earlier with your circuit clerks, elections commissioners over at the courthouse. Obviously, elections are very important to our office, but so are forfeited properties. We want to make sure that we're focused on this, and it is a great opportunity for reinvestment into the community. The proceeds do go back to the cities, they do go back to the local schools, and as the mayor mentioned there, getting rid of blighted properties, making sure that folks are reinvesting into our communities, making them look better, giving economic opportunities for all Mississippians, especially those here in Washington County and in Greenville. So we're here to talk today about over 300 properties that will be up for auction. It's an estimated $1.8 million worth of property. So if you want a really good deal, I encourage you to go to our website and get registered for this auction. A few things to point out here. Bids may only be submitted on the Secretary of State's website. So I encourage you to go to sos.ms.gov and look at forfeited properties. We have a tab there that will explain how you can register and how you can participate in this auction. Bids can be placed beginning at 8 a.m. tomorrow, August 5th, and they will continue on for 28 days until 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, September 2nd. So you've got 28 days there. For those who are like me and love a good bargain, I love to jump on bargain pricing. You can purchase no more than 160 acres of state-owned tax-fitted property, forfeited property in 1 year. So make sure you pay attention to those pointers that will be on our website. Also, there is a buy it now feature on our website, so you don't have to participate in the auction. If you see a piece of property that you really want to purchase, you can click on that, buy it now, and go ahead and take care of that. So again, a bunch of good properties. Looked at the list the other day. Speaking of, there's a list of these properties on our website. So you can go on the website, look at all the properties that are up on auction. It's off tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And I encourage you, if you see a piece that you want, use that buy it now function. A very quick way to get your piece of property. Many good deals out there, and again, it's not only the opportunity to get a good deal on a piece of property, but it's an opportunity to reinvest in our communities, to make sure that we're moving forward, removing blighted properties, and there are plenty of places there to open businesses for our communities and for Mississippians to get new opportunities to chase the American dream. So, Mayor, thank you for your partnership. Derek and I learned this on the Senate floor, that it takes 27 senators to get anything off the Senate floor. So you have to have a partnership. So having that partnership now with Errick, Mayor Simmons here is great for us, and I'm happy to be here today. So thank you for, Mayor, your commitment to public service, to helping all Mississippians move forward. And with that, I'll give it back to you.
Thank you so much, Secretary. Intricately been involved in this process from day one has been our wonderful tax assessor. Of course, we have to have those local state partnerships, but we're only as big as our county. And so our county partner in this project has been our wonderful tax assessor, Mark Seard, and so we'll tilt to him at this point in time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a great day for Greenville and for Washington County, and I'd like to thank Secretary Watson, he and his staff for being here to promote these properties that are available now through the Mississippi Secretary of State's website. It's such a great opportunity for anyone interested in obtaining these properties. We encourage you to go on the list, look for a property. I mean, if there's a property that you know of and that you're interested in, we'll be willing to help you. So if you don't have access to a computer, which is necessary for you to apply for these properties, come into my office, the tax assessor office. Any of my staff, myself, would be willing to assist you with this process. We want to make it an easy process for you. The Secretary of State has also committed to making this process easier for you. So look around, try to pick up some of these properties. We want to give you local homeowners and property owners an opportunity to obtain these properties first. So again, come into the tax assessor's office and talk to us about these properties, and we'll be more than willing to assist you. This is a great opportunity to put properties back on the tax rolls that are exempt at this time. So we encourage you to pick up as many of these properties as you like. So contact me, Mark Seard, at the tax assessor's office, myself, or any of my staff. We're willing to assist you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mark. And you will see these signs here. If you see these signs, the planning department, our fire and police will be putting these signs out. And so you don't have to guess. These signs will be placed to mark the property that is available for the state auction. And if you need any assistance, we want to thank our tax assessor for offering that assistance, and also our Secretary of State office for offering that assistance as well. To our faith-based leaders, our pastors, our churches, this is a great opportunity. I know we've done this, and our churches have extended parking lots or got property for playgrounds for their children in their churches. And so we encourage our churches to also look and see how they can advance their church and increase the preaching of the Word of God through this process as well. Also, our businesses and individuals who are looking for properties for their children, or if you're beside a house, beside a lot that you've been cutting for so long, it's best for you to get that lot. You've been cutting and keeping it up and not having the grass up, messing with your property values. It's a good time to get that property for you and your children to create wealth and also beautify your neighborhood and community at the same time. We'll open it up for the media at this time. Any media, we have DDT here, we have Delta News here, we see Tommy here. So any questions that you all may have of the Secretary or any of us here?
Just wanted to speak on how good does it feel to have the Secretary support the county, the Washington County?
It's great. Like I said in my beginning talking points, this is evidence that local and state partnerships truly matter. We're dealing with a pandemic right now. And the only way we can get past this is first through our faith in God and our love and Savior Jesus Christ, but also through partnerships. He teaches us that we have to work together. And so the Bible talks about that. So this is just evidence for us to have a better city, a cleaner city, a beautiful city, a beautiful county, for us to have a state that's keep our Mississippi clean and beautiful in our cities and counties, that we have to work together. And so this is one of those projects that helps that end. Mr. Tommy.
About how many properties are in Greenville and, say, Washington County that will be available?
Okay, Secretary.
I don't have it broken down by city, but we have over 300 in the county, some being in the city.
Okay.
And just to reiterate again, the partnership, I think that's so important. Tyrone Hickman in our office does a fantastic job on forfeited properties. But I think that it's important that we see across this state, not just Washington County or Jackson, Mississippi, but it's important that we all have these friendships and relationships to work through these difficult issues, but also on the good issues, that we have an opportunity to do good things for Mississippi and to reinvest in our communities. I think it's key. And so having the mayor's friendship and ability to call him and talk about the serious issues and work together moving Mississippi forward is so important.
I will also add our planning department. We do have our interim planning director, Ms. Carolyn Williams, and DeAndre, our housing inspector. He's been just intricately involved. And the residents can also call DeAndre as well. He knows where these properties are from the top of his head. He can just let you know where they are. And so our planning department has worked hand in hand, not only with Mark's office, but with the Secretary office, with Mr. Hickman and everybody else to work this project out. Any other questions? Yes, Jasmine.
Mayor Simmons, for those residents of Washington County who may not be familiar with the benefits that investing in this way will yield, can you briefly educate or kind of speak to what this does, especially in terms of tax rolls?
Yeah, so some of these properties, most of these properties are dormant. And if you see these properties as you go home, from a day's work, or you're getting ready to go to church on Sunday, on the weekend, you see the grass up. And so what it does from a local government standpoint, it helps us free up our money. What we do is budget in our planning and demolition and lot cleaning costs a certain amount. And most of the properties that we cut are not city properties. They're state-owned properties that somehow happened that got on the tax roll. Taxes were not paid on it, and those taxes were exempt, delinquent, and then it rolled up to some tax company or to the state. And we cut those properties. You know, Mama Bruce on 8th Street always called me, and this is my grandmother. She's gonna call me about that lot across the street. Now, we use that lot when we having a big thing dinner for Big Mama. We all park in that lot, but the grass gets up to here. And so they called DeAndre to say, look, we need the lot cut. Her yard is cut. My uncle's cut her yard, but that lot is not cut. So the city cuts that lot. The county is out in the county cutting lots of state-owned properties. And so also residents who believe in keeping their communities clean are doing the same thing. And so this is an opportunity to say, let me just spend a little money, a nominal amount of money, to get some ownership of land, and I can just keep that property cut and clean, and now I own something for me and my family as well. In the meantime, when it gets back on the tax rolls, when the tax assessor assesses that property now, that money rolls up to our schools and to our local governments when people come and pay their property taxes at the end of the year. And so they help us do roads and potholes and streets and things like that. So it's a domino effect. It's putting those dormant properties back to productive use, but ultimately the whole community wins and the state wins as well. Any other questions? Thank y'all so much for your time.